Catwalk. The catwalk. Catwalk. Destroy your stuff on the catwalk. Do your thing, show your bling, make it look good on a catwalk. Destroy your stuff on the catwalk. Do your thing, show your bling, make it look good on a catwalk. On the catwalk.
Muted and welcome in. Let's see if I can figure this out. Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Reaper, for the raid. So, today has been a challenging day already, but we're managing. So, I hope everybody is doing well. I'm trying to get set up here so that I could read and text from my phone. I'm trying to be high tech. So, welcome in, everybody. And thank you for joining. Thank you, Topakachi. I think I pronounced that correctly. So, today I had so many different things that I wanted to do, and that's my problem. I am always, I'm always trying to figure out what I need to stream. So if you guys have things that you would like me to do on stream, let me know. That will help me get centered. It'll help me get focused. I hope I'm not screaming because, like, these headphones sometimes it's hard talking. I'm not used to talking with headphones on. I hear myself and I just feel like I'm muffled. But okay, so you can hear me. So today my inspiration is the My Hero Academia. This character, I thrifted this hat from Goodwill, and I thought immediately of my niece. She loves anime and she draws. I wish she was closer. She's in LA. And so I wish she was here so that she could help me with the idea that I have. I spoke to her about it, but she has had no input whatsoever in what I am going to do. So this is my inspiration, and I think I said his name correct, Azuku Midoriya. If I pronounced it incorrectly, hey, I'm not um I'm not into this. But anyway, I think it's a cool hat. I love his concept. He's a hero, and the entire um anime. Oh, my headphones are slipping. Let me see if I can fix them. Okay. The whole Hero Academia is built on this character, yeah, My Hero Academia. I got my little note here, my little cheat sheet. But I liked the fact that he was a hero and he came to save the day. So let's talk about some of the things that I also thrifted. I thrifted this jacket, this cute little jacket, which I thought would look cute on my niece. And I am going to do some other things to it. And I've already marked out where I'm going to paint on the back, but I'm going to be painting and cutting and sewing. But today I am focused on getting a good set for him as far as the backdrop and everything. Let's see if I can make my okay, that's not that. I'm trying to make my screen larger. I've got okay. Okay, that's better. Okay. So I'm trying to work with, I sketched it out, I blew it up. You can't really see that, I don't think. Let me see, I'll put paper behind it. Can you see that? Probably not. But anyway, so I sketched it on tracing paper, and then I called myself being a brainiac, and it's like, ooh, I'll cut it out using my silhouette. Well, I did cut it out using my silhouette, and I used some vinyl that is used for the wall. So this is what it looks like, but I had to put plastic behind it. And then of course that blocked out all of the lines that I weeded out. I can't tell you how long it took me to weed out this design. So the next time I will be prepared and I am going to buy the stencil material. I'll still have to weed it out because I don't have a what do you call it? Not laser printer. Yeah, a laser cutter. I don't have a laser cutter. I am just popping in to say what up, but I gotta lurk. Oh, that is so fine, Shadowhawk. I totally understand. I was lurking a little in you guys' stream while I was trying to uh, figure out what I was doing. So I have my paints here, which are fabric paint that I got from Joann's before going out of business. They were $7.99, and I think I got them for $3.20 each. And it's the Tulip Soft Mate. I've used that before. And then I may try to use my Lumiere paint. I've had this for a while, and I believe I might have purchased it from Michael's, but it's a permanent fabric. It's soft on fabric, paper, and leather, and it's also great on wood and polymer clay. So it's really a nice fabric. I painted a lion on silk, which I'll have to show you one day. It was really, really nice to paint with. It was very soft, very manageable, and easy to paint with. So I have my, oh, let me show you the tool because now that I put plastic behind here, I've got to cut out like this little stencil. I just want a guide for the design. I can sketch, but I wanted a design to start with, the outline and everything so that I can have sort of like a guide. Since I don't really do characters, I do more fashion sketching. So this will be my first cartoon type sketching and painting. So it'll be interesting to see how it comes out. My niece, she's really good with sketching anime. And I used to have students when I taught middle school, they were so good with doing this type of sketching. So I have my paintbrushes here that I'm going to be using to paint with. And then also the tool, I wanted to share the tool with you that I'm using to cut the back of the stencil since I didn't do it with my silhouette. I just ran out of time. So it comes with all of these different tools. So if you need to cut something out, this is great. It's from embroidery, it's sewing, it's quilting. It says that it can be used to cut plastic stencils, nylon textiles, dacrons, polyesters, not for use on cotton because if you know, natural fibers like cotton and linen and silk, they burn. The polyester is what causes it to have like a bead on the actual fabric. So, but cotton, linen, and silk, it's gonna burn just like paper does. Like I got to show you. This is what cotton would look like too. I had the tool accidentally touched my paper towel and it burnt it. But this is exactly what would happen if you were using cotton or silk or linen. So you don't want to try to cut out a natural fiber. But most laces have a little polyester in them. And so it's easy. Like when I've used this tool to cut around lace, like in a fabric to make an applique. And it works so good as opposed to just cutting around the flower or the detail that you're trying to make into an applique. So if you look on the back of this, you can see that it has butterflies and other shapes that you could use. Polyester organza, this cuts out really nicely. So if you were making flowers and you wanted to cut out the shape of a petal, this would be a great tool. I bought this from a fabric store. And again, it's the Heat Craft tool by Floriani Embroidery. So it has a support stand, which I didn't bring into my sewing room. So I'm using a metal lid that uh, came with some chocolate bark that has long been gone. Okay, so let's get into uh, let's get into working with this stencil. And I think I'm going to cut sort of like trace around it in the air. Ooh, the chocolate bark. Yes, the chocolate bark was amazing. So let's see if I could use my stream deck. I don't know why my stream deck isn't on. Let's see. Oh, I just turned it off. Sorry. Let me go to my main craft and I'll have to figure out. Oh, I know. Nope. I don't want to mess with it because I might get it wrong. Okay, so can you see the design? Okay.
Can you guess where
Let me know
possibilities are blooming around
if
every
you
corner?
can see.
The Epcot International Flower
And
and Garden
let me
Festival.
get my
Spring
music
into possibilities
playing.
now through June 2nd. And with the Walt Disney World Annual Pass, you can visit more Epcot festivals all year long.
If bulky baby equipment is taking over your house, then bring it in to Once Upon a Child today. Because at Once Upon a Child, they will pay you cash on the
Okay.
spot for the baby
Well,
equipment your
because
kid has
I'm
recently
frugal and I
outgrown.
haven't
Babies grow
updated,
quickly, and with that comes a whole lot of outgrown baby equipment.
I
Give
will
your baby
eventually
Bowser, high
get
chair,
the
walker, and
account
more
where
another
it's
life
no
by selling
longer
it for
free.
cash at Once Upon a Child today. Find Once Upon a Child, located across from the Melbourne Square
Okay, so
Mall.
let's get started here. I've already cut a little bit of the shape out, so I'm just gonna try to cut out, oops, the stencil. Let's see if I could do this. I'm gonna see if I can do this on, and on, by the way, I'm on a piece of glass. That's what this is. I'm not on my cutting mat because this would burn it. So let's see. So I'm just gonna trace around what is clear on this, and it's not going to be perfect. I don't really need it to be perfect because that's where my art talent should come through. I just want an idea of where to put all of his features. And right now I'm tracing around the character's face. And by the way, I tried this using this tool on my cutting board and it was leaving marks. I was like, oh no, no, I am not doing this on my cutting board. Okay, let's see how it's going. It's actually sticking. So it's actually coming out. My neighbor has a laser cutter and he had offered to cut stuff out for me, but I haven't tried it yet, and I didn't want to be that neighbor that at the last minute you go and expect your neighbor to drop what they have to do to help you out. So I am just going to suffer through burning out these spots. And I can't touch, I don't know if you could see, let's see. I cannot touch that bronze part because I will get burned. So where my fingers are is where I, as close as I can hold this tool. So it's not like holding a pencil. So if you ever get one, just be mindful that you can't hold it like that because it's pretty much a soldering iron. That's the best way to describe what this is. So I'm just tracing around what the silhouette had cut out. And I guess some of you might be wondering, well, couldn't I put this back on the silhouette to cut out this shape? And the answer is yes and no. No, because it's not going to be, unless I had put registration marks on the cutout, I won't get it lined back up where it cut this out. So this is the next best thing. So hopefully this is, I think it's easier to just do it like this in the air. Yeah, I think it's easier to do it that way. Maybe I should cut him completely out. Hmm. How long do you think it will take to cut out the stencil? I don't know, but I'm not going to cut the whole stencil out. I'm just tracing around his edge, because the other part, like the outline, I've traced around, and I just want to have an idea of where he is, like his face features. So this doesn't have to be precise. But in answer to your question, it's going to take me a while to cut this out. That's why I was trying so hard to do it with the silhouette, because it on the silhouette it took it about 30 minutes to cut out. And then I remembered I had this tool. Now, when I did my lion on the silk, I used chalk, and I just looked at the image and painted it. But this is going pretty okay. It's not as painful as it looks. Yes, I am. Are you going to add chalk to the design? Yes, I am. I have a pencil here that it's a marking pencil. It's a water soluble marking pen. I'm going to use that to trace around. This would have been a whole lot easier if I could have done this, cut it out on the silhouette. So for future references, I am going to play around, buy some stencil plastic so that I can cut out the stencil with the silhouette.
There's only one place where
And I
possibilities
do
are
think it's
blooming around
working
every
better
corner, where the
doing it,
topiaries have character,
pulling it
where
up,
you
as
can taste
opposed to leaning
garden-grown
on the
flavors from
glass.
around the world, and where you can dig into some
But
rockin'
when I've
tunes
used this
all
tool
spring long.
to cut
Can you
around
guess where
lace,
that is?
it
The
was
Epcot
easier to
International Flower and
put
Garden
it down
Festival.
on a surface.
Spring into
But
possibilities
again, you have to
now
make
through
sure
June
your
2nd. And with the
surface,
Walt Disney World Annual Pass, you can visit more
it
Epcot
won't
festivals
burn.
all year long.
Location, the lab. Quentin only has 24 hours to sell his car. Is that even possible? He goes to
So
Carvana.com.
What is this? A
I
movie
think
trailer?
it's coming out pretty
He
good though.
ignores the doubters, enters his license plate. Wow, that's a great offer. The car is sold, but will Carvana
Yes,
pick
I
it
will
up in
do
time?
that. I
He'll
will.
literally pick it up tomorrow morning. Done with the dramatics?
Car selling in
But you
record
don't like my
time.
Save your
commercials?
time. Go to Carvana.com and sell your car today. Pickup fees may apply.
You might need a car. LOL. Okay, that's going a little bit deeper than I wanted to. Okay, what I'm tracing around right now is I'm tracing around him. So if you see him, let me see. So that's what I'm tracing around his hand. My light is kind of keeping you from being able to see, but I'm tracing around him. right now. My stencil is kind of ugly though. I found this really cool stencil though for another project I'm working on, and it's made from some type of mesh, and it's already. I'll have to share that with you when I'm waiting for the paint to dry. I'm trying to look at him. That's part of his leg. This is part of his leg. There was another tip that I meant to change this one out for, but I guess it's about the same. And again, I would have loved for my niece to sketch this part. You know, I almost got my finger there. I had to be careful because this thing is hot. It does take some getting used to. I was going to try to cut this out because I can cut cardstock with the silhouette, but my mat wasn't sticky. Do you have any thumb covers? No, I do not have thumb covers. I just got to make sure my fingers are away from the end of this device, this tool, actually. Let's see. It's actually easy to put down and then maybe go back through. So maybe I'll do that with these bottom shapes. So today was the championship for tennis for the Madrid tournament. And I like Sabalenka and I like Coco Gauff. I wanted Coco to win because she had never won the Madrid Open, but she came in second. But hey, that's how it is sometimes. Congratulations to Coco and Sabalenka for their tournament because they both excelled in tennis. So Arena Sabalenka is number one in the world, and Coco Gauff is number four. And they are both doing a fabulous job. So the next big slam I think that's coming up is the French Open. So we'll see how she does there. I actually thought this would be easier cutting it out like this, but I can see that oops, I went a little bit too far there. It will definitely be better to cut this out. Hey, I might have to get a laser printer now. Ah, I'm cutting out his sleeve and his arm. And again, I'm only doing this because I want an idea of where to place this. I think it would look kind of jacked up if I had to rely on this. You want, Reaper says, I want to buy one too. A laser cutter? Is that what you want? One of my dance team members just bought a laser cutter. So I would be interested to see how. I know the Glow Forge is a laser cutter, but she was explaining to me the difference. And of course, the more expensive they are, the better quality. Well, I would assume the better quality cut you're going to get. I hope I'm able to, to clean my tool, because this is the same one that I use when I'm doing lace, and very intricate lace. Okay, this is his body right here. This is his body. I pretty much just want his body, because the rest I'll draw out by hand. Yes, and a laser cutter and a 3D printer. You don't want much.
Solo hay un lugar en donde las posibilidades florecen en cada esquina, en donde los topiarios retoñan con personalidad, en donde puedes probar sabores cultivados
I guess
alrededor
this
del
part
mundo y
is
donde
that I'm
puedes gozar
cutting out
con
now
ritmos
is
rock and
his
rolleros toda
utility
la
belt.
primavera. ¿Adivinas dónde? El Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival. Las posibilidades florecen desde ahora hasta el 2 de junio. Y con un pase anual de Walt Disney World, puedes visitar todos los festivales de Epcot el año entero.
Hey, Kristen, how's it tracking?
With Carvana Value Tracker.
Let me
What
see.
else?
Oh, it's
I'm
tracking.
trying to decide
In fact,
what
Value Surge
to
Alert trucks up 2.5%. Vans down
what to
1.7%.
cut out and what not
Just
to cut out.
as predicted.
Mm-hmm.
So, we gonna...
I don't know. Could sell, could hold.
The power to always know our car's worth.
Exhilarating, isn't it?
Tracking.
Always know
It's
your car's
amazing
worth with Carvana
how
Value
quickly
Tracker.
you can do something when you have the proper tools. Let's see, this is his outfit. I also thought about cutting this out, not cutting it out, drawing it based on blocks, because that's a way that you can copy something as you're sketching to get the proper proportion. Let's see if I could clean my tip a bit. And again, this is not going to be the best stencil, but it's going to give me an idea So I think that's all I'm going to do for right now on him. I think I'm gonna try to let's see. Let me see. I don't know why. Well, I'll have to do it another time because I don't want to hit something and then I can't go back to it. So, oh no, my battery is running low. It should be plugged in. I will be right back. Let me check this out. I do not want to lose you. Welcome back. Welcome back. So on this jacket, and I'm gonna keep the glass. Actually, I don't have to, but I'm gonna keep the glass. You know what? I said I wasn't gonna trace him out, but I think I am, just so because I don't want to paint the whole thing green. So let's see if I can trace him. Oh, okay. Hmm. And you know what? I drew it backwards. So I'm gonna just turn that around and I'm gonna You can watch this tool. Let's see. I did have some chalk. Here's chalk. So I'm just going to trace around the design because I really want him on this side. I have it in blue, but I want it on this side. I use the reverse. I don't want the reverse. And that blue that I use is a water soluble marker. And you might not be able to see that. Oh, wow, it's bigger than I thought. Oh, yeah. So I'm just using whiteboard chalk. So if you're doing something like this, and the reason why I'm not using the marking pen is because that one would be harder to get out than this one. And so I just want an idea of where to paint. Of course, this doesn't give me a great line, but that's okay. Again, I'm just trying to get an idea of where I want to put my paint. It's a little peak that's going over the seam line. Anytime you're working with a real garment, those are some of the things that you have to be mindful of. And this bottom part of my design got cut off. So that's why I'm drawing my own line at the bottom. Okay, so now I am going to go in and trace around him. Hopefully, let me see. Oh, it's really light. I may have to use a pencil. It's really light. And I don't really like using... Oh, I know. I will be right back.
hotel that lost your reservation has your passport number. You need LifeLock because your is in endless places that can expose you to identity thieves. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it. Guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year at LifeLock.com/Spotify. Terms apply.
No, I was like, what happened to my music? Yet you could see the chalk on the outside, but the chalk for him, I wasn't able to see those lines. So that's what I'm trying to do now. So I went and got my water soluble disappearing ink. That's what this is, disappearing ink. So it disappears in 48 hours. So wait till I lift this, then you'll be able to see. So as soon as water hits this or air hits this, it's going to disappear. So that's what I like about this pen. I use this pen a lot when I'm designing because you can use it on white and it will disappear. But you have to be careful because if you do something like you mark your darts in a garment and you don't do it that same day, you may go back and find that you have to do it again because the markings are gone. So now I'm going to lift this so that you can see. You can kind of get an idea. It's still not showing the best, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm just trying to get an idea where I don't want to paint. I probably should have done, like I said, traced this completely out with the pen so that I could see his outline. I'm gonna be mad after all this work if if I end up having to just sketch this by hand anyway, because I could have saved myself some stress and time. Oh, let's see. It's coming. Maybe I'm not pushing hard enough. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I've got to push down harder. I just don't want to damage my pen. Because it's a felt tip. A felt tip pen. And then on some fabric, it starts disappearing. Like this looks like it's disappearing before I even get it to stay. That's gonna be very frustrating. Come on, don't do this to me. So it's tracing, but it's acting like it wants to disappear already, and it's not supposed to disappear for 48 hours. So yeah, I need y'all to tell my pen to get with it. I may go back to my marking pen. Maybe I wasn't pushing down hard enough because I do not need this disappearing on me. The other idea I had, get with that, get with that, the program pen. That's right. Get with the program. Also, if you guys would let me know if what day of the week and time is a good time for you to jump on a stream like this. Let me know. I'm taking all advice right now, trying to adjust my times and when I stream, what type of projects you'd like to see me do, all of that. There's a lot of things that I do, and I'm trying to stay focused. Some of this I'm just going to have to draw because this is disappearing. Like I'm sitting here tracing around this and it's disappearing. So I'm going to stop wasting my time and try to mark this out. I don't know why some fabrics are like that, where they disappear before time. So I'm just gonna have to, I may even have to do pencil, which I do not recommend using pencil and that kind of stuff on something that you really care about, like a silk garment. Do not use pencil. But on something like this, I'll cover it up. I'm going to go over it because the marker is disappearing and it's wasting my time. I just want to know, have an idea of where to paint the green part. Time, morning or afternoon streams. Okay, what days? I like Thursday evenings, and I'll continue to try to do my Thursday evenings. But I was looking, I know Saturday is not always a good time. I know for me, I'm doing other things too. You guys see me going back and forth because this is not working. So, you know what? My little, I'll leave it handy, but I am going to look at the hat and try to sketch. Like I said, this pencil does not necessarily work that well. So that's part of his leg there. Got a big head. If that's his hand, this is his face. That's part of his body. Well, I guess my stencil was good for a little something. Not much, though. So, this is his hair.
What kind of car does Mark Andrews drive? Easy. One that's insured with USAA.
Members who switch saved an average of $725 annually on auto insurance. Get a quote today at usaa.com/auto.
And this is the thing
Sometimes an
about
identity threat
artwork.
is a ring of
When you're
professional hackers,
imitating
and sometimes
somebody
it's an
else's
overworked
artwork,
accountant
it's
for
not
attacking
gonna,
quick
it's gonna
connection
look
while sending bank
similar,
details.
but it's not gonna always
And you
be
need LifeLock because
exactly
your
the
info is
same.
in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it
So
guaranteed or your money back.
this is
Save up to
his
40%
body.
your first year at lifelock.com/Spotify. Terms apply.
Sometimes creating an ad campaign can
This
feel
is
like
his
you're
arm.
talking on mute. That's why there's Spotify's advertising. We'll help your business turn up the volume and reach an engaged audience that's ready to hear and see your message. Learn more at ads.spotify.com.
And then he has a sleeve right here. I could see him coming together, but I wish the pencil was working. Trying to see where his knuckles are in relationship to everything else. He has a leg. And the thing about painting on fabric, okay, I see you, madam artist. I use Full Lion 300. I'm trying, but I want him to be right. And I am not a cartoon artist. And so I want him to look like, I don't want my niece to get her jacket and say, Auntie, thank you, but that doesn't look like my character. I wish the pencil was working. I really do. See, if this was a piece of paper, I would be able to erase and get it just right. But it's not. Okay. Now I need to find his leg. And somehow I feel like it shrunk. Did you drink some tea? Are you talking to me, Reaper, or someone else? Because I didn't drink any tea. Maybe if I use my paintbrush, maybe I can. No, that's not. Let's see. Okay. His arm is too short. I can see that. Let me see where his arm is supposed to be. No, I guess it is right. And then the utility belt is right there. Just make sure I have it in the right spot. So I'm just thinking, guys, trying to make sure I get this, the proportion and everything correct before I start to paint. He's looking okay. For somebody that's not a cartoon artist. And his leg is gonna go outside that. How are you going to do the design after sketching this outline? I am going to start first with the green part. There's a green part on the hat, and I'm going to start with that and paint the outside, and then I'm going to paint, actually he has on green too, but it's a deeper green, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that yet. And hopefully my pen, I have another one that's blue that I'm going to use because that one doesn't disappear, but I just want to see where this one is because it's easier to draw with than the chalk. And you probably can see it better on stream. Oh, the rest of his hand. Okay. Probably should have stuck the hat. I actually have it flat. That probably would have been a better idea. His hand is bigger than how you see it's disappearing. I have got to find the one that does it. This is going to be a gorgeous jacket. Let's hope so. No, I know it'll turn out nice. I'm such a perfectionist that I want the character. I need my blue pen. Man, this is what happens when you don't have everything where you in one place where you keep carting stuff back and forth, and that's what I do all the time, and I'm trying to get better
Our foundation is built on
at
personal
not
commitment to our
having
clients, combined with
to
extensive
cart
experience
stuff
and
back and
unwavering
forth
dedication to achieving justice for those we represent. We promise to guide you with care and
because this
expertise
is
through
what
every step of the
happens.
way.
I don't
Choose
have
Nance
all of my
Cacciatore,
tools
where
in
our
one
commitment,
place because the
experience, and
blue
dedication make all the
ink
difference.
would not be
Local firm.
disappearing like
Legendary
this.
results.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on
So
MSC
I
Cruises.
think for right now, because I do not, I think I have enough of an outline for him
of course, American
that
touches,
I
like
can
an aqua
start
park and a sweets shop.
to paint
je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
the green part. I just need to
now
make
and
sure
save up to 30% off, plus kid sale free.
it's the
MSC
color
Cruises. Let's holiday.
that I
To
want.
book,
So I
visit
have this green,
msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships
and
registered in Panama and Malta.
I am going to, okay, I have a mock plate. Oh, I see it. A solo, my palette. And if this isn't the right color, then I am going to mix in some black and some other colors. I should have had a scrap piece of denim. It looks close, but it might have a little bit too much blue in it. I think I'm gonna mix a little bit more of a, I'm looking at the color and I think I need to add just a tad of black paint oops, to make that different green. Like it's too bright, and I know it's gonna change once it dries, but it's just a little bit too much. Yeah, this is a little bit better. Now the thing about mixing paint is that you will not get the same color every time. So you need to mix what you're gonna use, and I don't always do that. So I may have to come back again and try to get the color again. Why black? Black will make it a little bit, a shade darker. When you want something lighter, you add white paint. When you want it a little bit darker, you add black paint. And I wanted this a little bit more muted. On the jacket itself, it looks a little green. If you look at the, let's see if I can put the hat next to it. Let's see. I'm covering up the green on the jacket. Now I'm covering. Okay, so now can you see it? It's more of a olive green than this bright green. So I'm just gonna, now it's getting to be the color that I want. Yeah, that's more of the color that I want. And I kind of figured it looked like the paint was the right color, but it isn't. So I might even have to add a little bit more. Yeah, that's more the color. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want it to be as close to the colors as possible. And then this is gonna dry darker. So it's not as easy painting on fabric as paper. And I can tell that I did not mix enough paint, but we're gonna go with it. And before that dries, I am going to use my smaller paintbrush. With painting on fabric, usually one coat is enough. But if you don't want, say like this denim is a twill fabric, and if you don't want any twill showing through, you may have to put a second coat on, but I don't think so. But you do have to heat set the paint after it dries. You let it dry for the recommended time on the bottle, and then you could use a heat press, an iron without steam, to heat set the paint into the fabric. I should text my niece and see if she wants to, if she could. I don't know if she has Twitch, but I would love her input on this, since this is her jacket. But after I paint this part, I'm gonna let you guys see the fabric that I purchased, because I'm gonna do a whole design even with the fabric. This isn't the only thing that I'm gonna do to it. I still probably could put a little bit more. If I need to, I'll go back over this with the correct color that I want. But I don't want to put too much fabric paint on it, because it's going to take a while for it to dry. And I'm painting right over the seams of the jacket. LOL, is she not grounded from tech for the month? She probably is because I was texting her before she wasn't responding, and then I found out she was grounded. So I'm not certain, but I think her parent would make an exception. I could have probably painted just a plain background all around for this until I to paint on top of it, so that the paint, what's happening is the paint is soaking into the jacket. Do y'all like my inexpensive palette? It's, you can see the difference in the green. So hopefully you are giving me ideas for my Cyclock jacket, and I'm doing, oh great. You can see the green is a little bit different. So I may go back in and add some white. It's more of like an olive green, but I'll go back and paint on top of it. So this will just be the base coat. He actually looks cute though. It's always this part where I want to see the get to the part where I could put the details in, just like when I'm sewing. And unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. You gotta put the foundation in. But this is gonna have to dry before I could do anything else design wise. But I'd rather start out this way, because if I mess up, I'm just out of the jacket. If I do all of that artwork and then mess up after I've done all of the other design work, I think I would be kind of upset. But hey, before I would trash this jacket if I messed up the artwork, I would sew a piece of fabric in this and go, I've never seen that. Is it dope? Oh, thank you, Shadowhawk. I think you're really good sketching cartoon characters. This is not, cartoon characters is not my forte, but I saw that hat and it was my inspiration piece. And so I said, hey, let me try. This is something I've not done. So that's what we are doing right now. Let's see. I'm gonna run out of green and I'm gonna have to paint it again. I mean, mix some more colors. See? So this definitely is not the green that I want, but I'm gonna let this dry.
A little secret.
And then I
Wendy's
am
has
going
this new
to
Cajun Crunch chicken sandwich. And to be
go
honest,
back on
I'm
top,
crushing hard
which
on
will
this
take
sandwich.
better
It's
because
packed
this
with
will be
bold
dry.
Cajun flavors and topped with
And
crispy
then I'm going to
onions for a
mix in
satisfying crunch.
the
All on
color
Wendy's
that I
iconic
want
spicy chicken sandwich. It's honestly
until
kind
I
of my
get the
dream
green that I
sandwich.
want.
I hope it likes me back. For a sandwich you'll love, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
Okay, and I'm not going exactly
There's a
where
new
my
class
chalk
of
line is because
blockbuster
I could
drugs.
see
Drugs
that
like Ozempic.
I want
They're
his
changing
leg a little
bodies.
bit
All of
thicker.
a sudden, just the weight starts falling off.
Fortunes.
It just got too expensive.
They're just bank breakers.
And industries.
So I'm just gonna go in here
The impact of these drugs from business to health is just beginning.
with
From the journal,
the
$1 Trillion
colors.
Shot. Tap now to listen on Spotify.
But this is gonna be really cool on the back. And I guess you guys could tell that I'm more confident with my sewing than my cartoon characters, because if so, I would have done all of the sewing work first. But there's no way I'm gonna put all of that sewing work in and then I don't like the way my cartoon character came out. Nope. I'm not doing it. I'd rather do it this way and make sure I got the design that I want for him. And I am running out of paint. Now, one thing, if you're using, you could use acrylic paint for something like this, but acrylic paint dries hard. And so that's why I made sure to get fabric paint. Fabric paint has a medium in it that keeps it soft so that your garment is soft. If you ever see when somebody paints on fabric and it's really super hard, it's because they used acrylic paint. And I've used acrylic paint to paint with before. I am totally out of paint. So I am going to get some more paint. So put this down. And I'm going to go ahead and put black in there since I already know. Okay, this isn't wanting to come out, and there's no way I want this paint splattering all over the place. There. And I might even mix some white in here. What do you think, Shadowhawk? You're good with colors. What other color do you see mixed in with this? Yes, yes. I did have my phone right so that I could see it. Let's see if I could jump back in. Oh wow, I got paint all over my fingers. Not over my manicure. Let's see. Where do you want to use the white? Oh no, I'm thinking about the mixing the white with the green to make it a little bit brighter. I mean, this isn't bad, but I was thinking that the white might add a little bit of brightness to it. But I'll see how this goes, and then if I need to go back on top of it, I can. because this green is not, it's more of like a olive green. So this green is really too bright. And like I said earlier, once this is completely dry, once I have the design like I want it, I am going to heat press it. To heat the color into to make sure it's permanent so that this could be laundered. I was thinking, if it doesn't come out like, oh yeah, how do you seal the paint so you can wash it? Like I said, heat setting it. Making sure it's heat set. But I can tell you that I'm definitely going to go over this. Reaper, you asked about how many coats of paint. It's basically up to the artist and what look you're going for. I think it's drying really nicely, but it's not going to be the color, the final color that I want. So I am definitely going to try to mix a different green before I go in with my white lightning bolts. And when you're doing something like this, it's a good idea to keep looking at your inspirational piece and trying to figure out proportions. I need to get my other paintbrush to get into the smaller areas, like by his hair and by his hand. That's his forearm. Let's see if I could get my niece to model it when it's all done. I'm gonna have to send it to her though in the mail. I'm tempted to paint his part, some of his hair, but I don't want to do that to like get this part correct. Oh, thank you, Cold Blood, for joining us. Let me see. I just don't want to go too far with my green, so that's what I'm looking at. Oh, it was a bot. Oh,
Many people seem to find certain words more pleasing when spoken
Thought
with a
about
British
that
accent,
after I
like
said
squirrel,
that.
schedule, and strawberry. But some phrases sound more pleasing in any accent. For example, switch to T-Mobile's new experience plans
I
and
guess
get
I
their
talk to
5-year price
strangers,
guarantee.
huh?
Here's another. With T-Mobile, families of
LOL.
three can save 20% versus comparable plans plus streaming from AT&T and Verizon. Mr. T-Mobile voice?
T-Mobile's new experience plans. Families can save 20% today, and your price won't change tomorrow.
I did get a little paint on my arm. I'm
Fill
living
your day with
dangerously
good
painting
vibes.
this paint
With
by
Spotify
the
Premium, you
jacket.
can set a non-stop soundtrack for the day ahead. Start 3 free months now and cancel anytime. Tap the banner to learn more.
Okay. And I guess, oh, I did put some wipes out. That's what I'll do. I was about to say, oh, I need to get some wipes. Oh, but guess what I did? OMG, I didn't seal it. So guess what's wet? I mean dry. All of my wipes. So I'm gonna have to get one in a container that I can keep closed. Hey, but I got water here. I'm gonna re-wet it, and we are going to use these wipes. How about that? I got paint all on my thumb. I've been painting in a long time, so these are rookie mistakes. Okay. And I'm gonna go back to my other paintbrush. If you don't put enough fabric paint in your fabric, then it just sits on top and doesn't get absorbed into the weave of the fabric. Let's see. Yeah, these are the types of projects where you get the inspiration and you're like, "Oh, that would be so cool." And then it's like, oh, wait, I've never done that before. Hey, but that's what art is about. It's about attempting new things, doing new things in a different way. So, and since you're the artist, there's no wrong or right. So, with that in mind, I am going to take this green out a little bigger than it actually is to give it a background, because this is the background color that I'm painting right now. He's coming along, guys. I like him. He looks so cute. I just hope his arms end up being proportional. I wish my artist neighbor was in the stream. She's so good. She's next to me where my business studio is located, and she's such an excellent artist. I love her artwork. Okay, there's a little green in there. He's not looking bad. I'm kind of jazzed with how he looks so far. And this is looking great. Thank you. I could have cheated, and I could have done a stencil. I could have done a heat press, not a stencil, a heat pressed vinyl design of him. But I wanted it to be something I painted for her. Oh, I see. That goes through there. There is green paint through there. The fun part is going to be trying to do the Japanese lettering. And I think I might, let's see. I was thinking about doing some artistic license and putting some green coming like from other places, but I'll wait. I'll wait before I do that. I think I'm going to. I don't have the color for his face yet because I bought the wrong color paint. But I am going to try to paint his legs. I need a brown. So that's basically black with some red, black and red, black, red. Let's see. Let's see if I can make some brown. I just got red paint on my shorts. Nyla says that you need to use pink. Orange and black is all you need to mix brown. This red is sort of like an orange. I guess I should have remembered that I was painting. Let's
Step
see.
aboard a
I don't know
Disney
if I
cruise
have
and
any
discover
orange.
where memories meet adventure, where escape meets imagination,
I bought
where
every other
magic
color
meets the sea. Disney Cruise
except
Line,
orange.
sailing from Florida.
Does a family's
So
past
let me
always
see.
haunt the present? Skullwater is a coming-of-age novel about identity and displacement that explores family, loyalty, and history in
This
South
is
Korea.
supposed to be red, but it looks
Set in the
kind of
1950s and
orange to me.
1970s, the audiobook follows Insu, the son of a Korean mother and a GI father, who ends up on a quest that sends him and his friends into some of South Korea's darkest corners.
This is where I
Listen
need to have
now
a
on
fabric
Spotify.
swatch.
Fan armies have squad goals, but you have ad goals. Spotify's Ads Manager lets you choose the objective that works best for your business. However you optimize your campaign, advertising on Spotify is a choice any squad can get behind. Learn more at ads.spotify.com.
That's not bad, but I really do need the orange. It's not bad for the color of brown that's on his leg. Red, yellow, and black for those that don't already have an orange paint. I don't have any yellow. Actually, I do have yellow, but it's a different company's yellow. But I do have some brown paint. That I was gonna remember, and I was muted. Let's see, I gotta unplug my little iron thing because it keeps moving and I don't want to get burned. Okay, so what I was saying is, remember I said I didn't have any yellow and I didn't have any brown? Tell me why I have all of these paints. But hopefully they'll still work, because I honestly cannot tell you how old they are. Yeah, this one is this one might be done. Let's see. Let me use a straight pen. I don't think it's any good. The joy of not using your stuff in time. It has like this acrylic plug. Like it made a little plastic. Hopefully what's inside is still good. Although I don't think so. I don't think it's good. Nah, this is no good. It's no good. So this is what happens. I'm going to save the top because one of my other tops is broken. So that didn't work. So I know I need to get some more paint. This one is still good. So let's see. But I just don't want it to be too thick. Too hard, actually, not too thick. Well, the reason why I can't add water to that tube is because it has completely solidified. There's no bringing that back. It would be resurrected. So let's see. And I'll go back and get some brown paint. This is just the base color. Let's see, I'm gonna see. Okay. His leg on this side is a little long, even though he is bigger than the inspiration piece. The proportions should be the same. I have paint everywhere. That green paint all over my paintbrush. And I need to cover this. And this red is not the right red, so I'm gonna have to, when I do the lettering and his utility belt, I am gonna have to get a better red.
From Disney this Memorial Day, the summer starts with Stitch.
I'm gonna move this part up some, so I'll go back and paint that green because I can see the proportion is off. So that's okay. I'll go in with green and start the green up there.
Looks like some baby bear that come out of the trash.
Rough. Disney's Lilo and Stitch, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Only in theaters May 23rd.
There's no limit to how far criminals will go to cover their tracks, but investigators will go even further to uncover the truth. I'm Nancy Hicks, a senior crime reporter for Global News. This season on Crime Beat, I'll take you from the crime scene to the courtroom.
And the rest of that is black, so I'm not going to put brown in the black spaces.
You've likely never heard of before. You can search for and listen to Crime Beat on Spotify.
This up here is kind of brown. I keep looking back at the hat, the inspirational piece, to see how I want to paint that part since it's not sketched out. I've got my water here to clean my brushes, which I'm going to have to change my water soon. It's all green. It's green with envy. And what I'm doing, I'm going back over some of the green where I see some of the green hasn't been absorbed into the paint and into the twill of the fabric. But I do like the way he's coming out so far. I see some mistakes, but I think overall he's looking good. Let's see. I don't know exactly where his hand is, that thumb. I think it's somewhere in there. See if I could paint this other. I'm going back in with my chalk in the middle to kind of, that part up there I'm going to have to wait for it to dry, but I need to do his fingers, so I want to wait on that. It's really fire. Oh, thank you. Can you see him? You can kind of see him. It's gonna be like that. Yeah, I gotta wait for that to dry. And then I can draw his watch. Once that dries. I can draw. I can put some more paint in there where his hand is. That needs to dry. And tell me why I just touched the wet paint. I'm just going over some spots that I see that didn't, where there isn't any paint that soaked in. I can see the blue denim underneath it. And again, I just painted right over these flat fell seams in the back of the jacket panel. I always had, do you have red for the belt portion? I do. It's not the right color red. This is the red that I have, but I may have to add, I either have to buy some brighter red or mix, oops, talking with the wrong color, or mix a brighter red, because that's not the right red. It's not the red that I want. And then he has red around his ankle, like his foot. Let me turn this around because I keep wanting to dip this paintbrush in that green. I am just painting the deep brown color for right now. I was sketching his utility belt. And I see where I could add a little bit more green. I gotta clean my brush to go back into the green. One thing about painting, when you finish, you really do need to wash your brushes because you will damage your brushes. And one of the things I learned when I was in school is that you should shape your brushes like that so that you want them to take the shape that they were before you started painting. And by flicking them like that, it causes them to take shape again. I think he's so cute.
If you've suffered an injury or lost someone due
And
to
watercolors,
negligence, you need a team
the
that stands
fabric
firmly
paint is
beside
like
you.
watercolor paint. So, but if you leave it, it'll set in your bristles, and you don't want that. So it's a good thing to clean your brushes frequently.
We promise to guide you with care and expertise through every step of
So
the way.
let's see,
Choose
where are we
Nance
gonna
Cacciatore,
go?
where our commitment, experience, and dedication make all the difference.
Where am I going to
Legendary
go?
results.
There's a
I
new
think I'm gonna
class of
go.
blockbuster drugs. Drugs like Ozempic. They're changing bodies,
And all of a sudden, just the weight starts falling off.
fortunes,
It just got too
I think I'm gonna
expensive.
go right
They're just
here,
bank
make that a little
breakers.
bit
and
bigger.
industries.
There was a lot of excitement. There was a lot of skepticism.
The impact of these drugs, from business to health, is just
See,
beginning.
where else am I gonna go?
From the journal, $1 Trillion Shot. Tap now to listen on Spotify.
Make that a little bit bigger. Painting in the green a little. For those of you who might not be able to watch, but you're listening. I've got to get his thumb right. That's going to be the next thing that I try to work with, because I also don't see where I put his fingers. But I'm going to let that dry. So I got paint on my chalk. That's funny. So I ended up painting where his finger is going to be, so I'm going to end up painting over that. That's too far. I really need my marking pen, because that's more like a pencil and I could see my lines better. And I'm not complaining, I'm just explaining. That's what my aunt says. I'm not complaining, I'm just explaining. I do see some things that I want to correct. Do you have a fine brush for the details? Yes, I do, but I don't have it out. I'll show you what that looks like. So this needs to come from right about there. And then that goes there. And that's his ear. And I'm going to paint over that first line. And this is why I did the outline first, so that I could kind of have a guide as to where to put the details. So I see his hand, that's hair. That's hair. Trying to look at his hand there. Hands have always been fingers a challenge for me. And I see that this is no different. He's got a finger that's coming around like that. And then there's a finger right there. In school, when we would draw fingers, the teachers would get us. It's just like, what are those banana leaves? So that's his finger right there. I'll have to work with that. The outline looks good, but I need to play around with it with my marking pen, so I'm not going to put paint there until I actually have the shape. I'm happy with the shape, because right now I can fix it. At that point, I might not be able to fix it. And I think I can come in a little bit more on the side here. I gave him some hefty legs. I guess some of you might be wondering why I keep jumping around. Is wherever my eye wants to correct something that I see, that's generally how I draw. There's no real rhyme or reason. I just see things and then I try to correct what I'm seeing, what I'm visualizing that might be a little off. So the green is coming out good. I'm gonna let it dry a little because it's still damp. It's gonna take it some time to dry. And I may try to mix. Oops, I just got paint on my wall, y'all. Oh my goodness. I need to get a clean piece of wipes. That's hilarious. I'm not wanting to paint flowers on my wall, so I need to get that off. And because I usually paint my home with a satin finish, it looks flat, but it actually has a finish where you can use water on it to get it off. That came right off. Okay, I am going to try to mix. What did I do with my black? Interesting. I don't see my black paint. Wouldn't be me if I didn't lose something. I don't recall taking the paint out. I cannot find my black. Thank you. And I'm going to mix this color for his outfit. I guess I shouldn't use all of that, huh? It's a deeper bluish green color. It's not quite what I want, but it's gonna do. But right now, like I said, I'm gonna try to match these colors a little bit better.
Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer.
That's not dark enough.
Well, many thanks, good sir.
I really need my
Here
black.
is my Discover
I need to
card.
find my black paint.
They accept
Oh,
Discover at Renaissance
here it
fairs?
is.
Yeah, they do here.
Duh.
Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the
None of these fabric colors are
Man, it sounds
true.
pretty good, right?
Like that's not a
Discover is
true
accepted
black.
at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide, based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Step into the world of Gilead. The legacy of the Handmaid's Tale, June's evolution from handmaid to rebel, is now open at the Paley Museum. Come face to face with iconic costumes, show artifacts, and more. Book your journey today. Visit
This is not
paleymuseum.org
the right
for tickets.
green that I'm seeing. Almost has a little bit of blue in it. I'm going to mix a little blue. It's more like a blue-green. Okay. The one thing about painting is that it's always an experiment when you're unless you really do this a lot. I haven't painted in a very long time, not this kind of painting. And again, this is my first comic character that I'm painting. That looks more like the blue that I'm wanting, the green actually. Let's see. Yeah, but I still think it could even have a little bit more black. I think I'm being generous. Let's see. Or not being generous enough with the black. And then it looks like it has a little white. I did bring some white. Let's hope. Hoping that this is still good. Let me see. It feels like it is. It's never been opened. Yes, it is. Still good. Maybe I recently bought that one. I don't know. Take a little bit more white. A little bit more white in there. Yeah, now it's starting to look more like the color. Can you see the difference in the greens? They look really good. I always love watching a master colorist make colors because they know exactly how much to put in the paints to make it the color that they want. It's still not quite the color I want, but I'm gonna go with it for now, and then I'm gonna keep mixing the colors. Like I said, I can go back on top of any of these colors later, because right now I just want a foundation for the paint. And it's so funny when you're painting, you never get to really see everything come together until the end. The same thing with sewing. I love being able to see the final design come together. It is funny, sometimes somebody who is looking at it for the first time, they can see areas that you need to fix better than you can. So sometimes when I was in school, they would tell you to step away from what you were painting or sketching, because when you come back to it, you'll be able to see what you couldn't see while you were working on it. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. This still is not the green that I want, but for right now, I'm going to roll with it. And I'm going to keep playing around with the colors until I get it like I want it, because this is not, it's more of a bluish green, and this is still too green. The nice thing about your own artwork is that there's nothing to compare it to. Something like this, there's something to compare it to. There is this dude I saw on TikTok that can match colors after one look. I don't know if it was fake or not, but it was pretty impressive. If not, hey, I believe it. Because there are people like you that can see colors that are within that color. I have a hard time seeing that. But I would like to get the colors right. I am not going to be happy until I get the colors right. I mean, it looks good, but it's not, the colors aren't exactly like I want them to be. Like, I always enjoy watching the guy that paints upside down. I mean, that is amazing. I have a problem getting the proportion right while I'm looking at it. I can't even imagine upside down.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year at lifelock.com/Spotify. Terms apply.
Ready to upgrade your music? Spotify Premium lets you listen to your favorite songs, albums, and artists nonstop, online or offline. Join now for 3 free months and cancel anytime. Tap the banner to learn more.
It's like 3 different colors in this design. 3 different greens. This color, which is like his skin color, is not his skin color. I'm going to use straight out of the bottom. This is not his color. It's supposed to be a natural. It might need a little bit of brown, but it'll be okay for the base until I go back in. No, this is not going to work. Maybe I should have used this one. Oh, it's glow paint, glow in the dark. That's cool. Reading is fundamental. Okay, so we're not going to use glow paint right now, but I might use it for the lightning bolts. That would be cool for it to be glow in the dark. That is looking dope. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Y'all, my paints, it just shows how I have not been painting. But I did paint my sneakers on stream, so that counts. That counts. But I am going to go change out my water, and I will be right back, guys. am back. And since my paint, I'm going to use a clean plate, and I'm going to mix a little white in with this, because what I thought was a natural tan color was just glue in the dark paint. Ooh, that's looking good for one of the colors. I'm gonna have to add some more. So that's what I'm mixing. But I think I'm gonna have to add a little bit more white in that because it's very, very light. And then I'll leave the darker color for some of the dark when I start doing some of the shadows. I think I'm liking the way that looks. That's what I thought the other paint was. Yep, I like that. Now this one, Reaper had asked me earlier if you need 2 coats. This one definitely would need more than 1 coat of paint because the denim is gonna show through. I can see that already. So I would go paint a base color and then go back. And it's better to put a thin layer and then let it dry and then go back and build up your color. Some of my areas I'm gonna fix when I get my marking pen, my water soluble marking pen. They dry out too, by the way. Hey, Caddick. True, but I woke up. Oh, naps are amazing. I remember, do you remember when you were in school and you would wake up like that, chaotic, and you would be like, oh my gosh, I missed school. And then it's like, wait, today is Saturday. No, wait, today is school. No, wait. And you kept going back and forth because you didn't know what day it was because you were so tired when you went to sleep. I know that used to happen to me all the time, and I would be panicking that I was late for school.
Addition Financial, we see the real you that needs checking with no service fees or minimums, free ATMs, convenient digital banking to manage your money, and early access to your paycheck. Because at Addition Financial,
My next stream, we will not have ads. Not like that.
Visit additionfi.com/checking bonus today and earn up to $100. Addition Financial, count us in. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused.
Now,
Workers
that
are counting
ad
on
that
you
just
to get
popped
home
up,
safely, and
that's
so
a
are their
good
families.
ad.
Let's work
And
together to
we
prevent
just,
accidents
in
and save
our
lives.
area
A safety reminder from the
yesterday,
Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll.
somebody
Safety's the
wasn't
goal.
paying attention and hit some construction workers, 2 of them, which is so sad for their families. So we really do need to make sure we're paying attention when there are work zones. So that was a good ad, a good public announcement. I said I wasn't going to do his hand, didn't I? But I did. I can always go back and fix it. I'm just kind of trying to figure out where his hand should be. And then I've got to go in and do the dark and everything. And Nyla wants to know why you're painting instead of coloring. Tell Nyla that painting is just a different type of coloring. It's just a different medium. And that you can't, I guess you could color on fabric. Let's see. This hand. I think he's looking good though. I wonder what he would say if he could talk back to me. Do you think he would say I'm capturing his essence? You know how somebody sits for a painting? For a portrait. He's sitting for a portrait right now. Ooh, I like the way that looks. That looks good. Yeah, I'm really liking this. Oh, painting stream, thank you. There's a little something different, but it's going to be cool to see how it all comes together, the design of it. I like his hand. Wow. His hand is turning out really nicely. It's hard to believe that I thought this was so important it helped, but this helped, but doing it freehand, I'm finding I should have just trusted myself. I wasted a lot of time with that stencil, trying to make a stencil that didn't work. Okay, now his face. And I'm still going to leave some edges undone in his face because I don't want to have to resketch his eyes. I like the way his eyes looked. I may have to get my fine paintbrush for this part, but we're gonna see. And I am gonna go back in where it's dark to do his hair. I really like the color that this turned out. I think it came out really nicely. Let's see. He has freckles, y'all. That's hilarious. They gave him freckles. But this, I could tell, is going to need additional coats of paint. And I do like using these solo plates for my palette. Works out real nicely. I need to give him another knuckle. He needs four knuckles. Now this hand is gonna need some work, y'all. I just realized I jumped from his face to his hand. Like I said, there's no rhyme or reason how I paint, except for when it comes to the highlights and stuff. That's always last. Back to his face, y'all. It's hilarious. Hilariously funny. Now I might get
Where
my
do you experience the power
small
of the human
brush.
spirit? At Advent Health, we see the resilience and uncommon compassion of the human spirit at work every day in our dedicated clinical and non-clinical team
Here's my
members.
small
That's
brush.
why we're ready to care for you.
Which
with
is a
top-tier
different, I've been
benefits,
using a
including
flat
career
brush. This
development,
is more
student loan support,
of
paid parental
a
leave, and much more. Answer your calling
rounded
and
brush,
join our
rounded
team
tip
at
brush.
Advent Health. Visit answeryourcalling.com. That's answeryourcalling.com.
The fastest way to revive your spirit is to let the mountains ease your mind. Asheville, North Carolina is where the comfort of a mountain retreat meets the bold creativity of a deeply rooted art community. Start the morning with elevated outdoor experiences and end the day enjoying our award-winning food scene. Asheville is open and ready for you. You are welcome here. Always Asheville.
I'm going to go back in. There's some places on the top where his face is a little bit brown. I'll go back in and get those, but right now I'm just trying to do my base colors, and then I'm going to let it dry. Sweet, my color blindness didn't ruin my guess. Oh, are you painting Deku? Oh, hey, hey. At least I know he kind of looks like him. That makes me feel good. I'm gonna see if I can get my niece in on the next stream because I'm not gonna try to do everything today. I'm just trying to get the base in on this stream, and then the next stream I'll come back in and try to do highlights. I really do like his skin color though. I think I nailed that one. Out of all the colors I mixed, I think I nailed that one. But the background color, I'm going to work on the color for that. I do like the way it's turning out though. It's really good so far. Thank you, Reaper. Oh, I see his finger. Okay. I see where I need to correct that because that's not right. I just hope the artist doesn't, the real artist doesn't scream. You know, artists can be kind of persnickety. Hey, this song is giving me like, I think this one came up before. It reminds me of the 20s, tea parties, bustles. And I'm gonna dip my paintbrush in water because I want to smooth this paint a little. It's kind of thick. So I wanted to thin it a little bit. And then I'm gonna have to let it dry before I put another coat on. This top hand here looks like he's missing a finger. But I see what I did wrong and I will correct that. In fact, it's bugging me, so I am going to correct it now. It's amazing, but with my color blindness, it's really difficult to tell with some things. I mostly see in browns, yellows, grays, black, and white. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. I'm going to try to fix that while I got the green. I'm going to try to fix that hand up top. Oh, no, y'all. I put my makeshift stencil. Okay, good. Probably won't use it anyway, but let's go back into the green. I need to wash my brush though. And my paint is drying. And I guess to kind of get that blended look on the edge, I'm going to go in at some point and do a wash around the edge to give it that look. The hand is going to need a lot of work, y'all. Okay, I see what it needs, but I can't do anything about that just yet. What's in between? Okay, so that's black. And there's some black back there. I'll put a little bit of water in here. I'm going around spaces where I see denim peeking through.
Hey, it's Sal DiStefano, and I'm one of the hosts of Mind Pump. We're the world's #1 fitness, health, and entertainment podcast. Now, my co-hosts Adam and Justin and I are personal trainers with over 2
I
decades of
am.
experience.
I
And we
wish I
cover
had. Well,
proven,
no, I don't.
effective,
I was
and
going to say
most
I wish I
importantly,
had the red, but
real-world,
I don't.
easy-to-apply fitness and health
I don't
information that has helped millions
because
of people
I'm not
lose
ready
body
to
fat,
paint the
get
belt yet.
stronger, build muscle, get healthy, and improve the quality of their
So
lives.
I'm just going
You
to
can watch
go
videos of
around
our
these
podcast or
edges.
just listen for free now on Spotify.
There's a new class of blockbuster drugs. Drugs like Ozempic. They're changing bodies.
And all of a sudden,
I think I'm
just the
gonna
weight starts falling off.
Fortunes.
It just got too expensive.
They're
just
just
paint
bank
a little
breakers.
of
In
his
industries,
hair,
there was a lot of excitement, there was a lot of skepticism.
but
The impact
this
of these
is not the
drugs,
right
from business to
green.
health,
Actually,
is
I need
just
to
beginning.
do black
From the journal,
first.
$1 Trillion Shot.
Well,
Tap now to listen on Spotify.
I'll do it like that. 'Cause he's got green in his hair. Trying to decide if I should. I think I should do the. I think I'm gonna do the black first. And then after I do that, I'm gonna let it dry. And off stream, I am going to play around with color because I want to work with this green. Let's see. It's still soft. Can you see that it's still soft? If this was acrylic paint only, this would dry very hard. Acrylic is not fun to wear because it's really stiff. This black is not as black as I would like it to be. I feel like what's his name? Balboa, when he said that it was more like a suggestion. The code of the pirate's code was more like a suggestion. Or was that um what's his name? Help me out. How much more are you gonna paint tonight? I'm just gonna paint this black part, and then I'm gonna let it dry. Because I don't want to start mixing colors. And then that'll give me an opportunity to step back and step away from the design to know what corrections I need to make. But I do know that I do not like the black. I think I'm gonna paint this part and then I'm gonna let it dry. Because I see a lot that I'm gonna have to correct. Especially his hand. That's why I'm not going close to that part, because I really want to correct his hand. So with that, I am going to let this dry because I need to do another color for his that middle part, and then his garment. The green is not bad, but just to show you what we're gonna do on one of the streams, show you the fabric that I've already purchased to go with this. These are the fabrics that I'm going to incorporate in the jacket when I start working with the jacket. And this is a trim that I found that's so cool. So I don't know where I'm going to use this on the jacket, but I've got this trim, And this quilted fabric, not quilted, it's a tweed, like a tweed, not a quilt. It's really nice. I like it. And then this velour. I'm thinking about doing stripes. Oh, thank you. The fabrics are really nice. I'm excited. But if you look, before I log off, I want to show you how the colors look nice. Let's see. This is the fabric next to the paint. So it really looks good. Let me show you this piece. So the colors are looking really, really nice together. And then this is gonna look really nice. So I'm pleased. So that's what we're working with so far. Let's see. That's what we're looking like so far. So thank you. Thank you so much for joining my stream today, and we will continue. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to play around, maybe not today, but maybe another day, play around with the paint colors, because I would like that green just a tinge different. So thank you so much for joining my stream today. Guys, go out and have a fabulous evening, and I look forward to seeing you again. So what? Whatever you want. Good night. Oh, oh, Ray, go ahead. Thank you. Raid for me. Raid. Make it rain.